In this video, I'm going to go over the one skill that will triple your income this year. And it doesn't matter if you run your own business or you have a job, this one skill will help you triple your income or more as long as you ruthlessly implement, because it's so powerful and nobody else does this. All right. And so before I get into what this skill is, no, it's not AI or anything like that, but I just want to say learning this one skill has allowed me to be a successful entrepreneur for over 15 years. All right. I've never had to rely on a job for income to support myself and my family, and it's been an amazing life. All right. I've got to go on multiple vacations a year. I've got to watch my kids grow up. I've got to spend all the time in the world with them. All right. I get to walk them to school every day and go to all their rehearsals and extracurricular activities and all the other crap kids do nowadays. And so if you'd like to do this and you'd like to start your own business, or you'd like to even grow your business faster or even move up faster in your career, yes, this is a major universal skill you must learn, because it is the one determining factor of whether you or not you are successful. Okay. And so if you want to know what that skill is, without further ado, that skill is resourcefulness. Okay. And one of the best bars I've heard on resourcefulness is from Tony Robbins. All right. And he says, it's not your resources, it's your resourcefulness. All right. You guys getting that? It's not your resources, it's your resourcefulness. Okay. And so now what does this mean and why is this important? All right. Because you see, a lot of people, right, they have this, I don't know how to say this kind of mentality where it's not my job, right? They have a, it's not my job type of mentality, right? And so, or to put it in a different words, it's, I don't want to do that mentality, right? They have a, I don't want to do that mentality, right? For example, I had a client that was losing sales because his webinar wasn't converting anymore, right? And he was fairly well off and successful, and he didn't want to talk to his prospects over DM for just 2 weeks, just so he could build out a messenger script so he could hire someone else to do it. And so I said, all right, F it, I'll do it, right? And so a lot of times people will have this, it's not my job mentality, it's beneath me mentality, right? Even if they are successful entrepreneurs, right? They don't want to go that extra mile, right? And that's usually because they don't love what they're doing, right? Because if you're in love with a girl, right, and she says, hey, baby, can you meet me at 5 a.m. on the bridge on January 13th and it's minus 20 outside, right? It's freezing cold outside. There's a crazy amount of wind going over that bridge. You're probably going to go, right? You're in love with her. She's a beautiful woman. You're going to do whatever it takes to go meet her, right? And so a lot of entrepreneurs are not in the business they love, or people are not in a job they love where they want to go that extra mile, right? Where they want to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to work, right? A lot of you people, they're like, they begrudgingly wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, like, I gotta go to work. I hate this, right? And so now if you're like, okay, Andre, you're speaking to me right now. I'm not in a business or career I love. What should I do? This video is not for that actually, but I do have a video that will help you so much with this. It's called Reprogramming Your Subconscious Mind, because that's going to help you understand why you are where you are in life. And I'm pointing down here because I'm going to put a link to it somewhere around here. Okay. And so now if you're like, okay, Andre, I love my business or I love my job, how do I go the extra mile, right? What I do when I encounter any problem, and something I've taught my son to do, he's 11 years old and he's been doing this since he was about 7 years old. Okay. And it's very complex. Okay. You basically need to understand quantum physics to understand this, but it's Google that shit. All right. Google that shit, my friends, or now you can chat GPT that shit. All right. And it's such an empowering skill to have, because there is nothing we don't know how to do. right? A few years ago, my garage door motor malfunctioned, right? And I made a warranty claim to the manufacturer, and they said they would only cover the motor, right? And I'm like, you're only going to cover the motor? You're not actually going to replace the whole unit? And they were like, yeah, that's what our warranty covers. And I was like, okay. So I called their bluff and I said, okay, send me the motor. And they said, sure. And so I installed a new motor into my garage door opener. All right. And so I've had many instances of times like this in my life where I did something that was so ridiculous. And after any time, right, I have a new challenge. I'm like, oh, I installed a garage door motor, right? This new challenge is nothing, right? And so your resourcefulness is like a muscle, right? The more you become resourceful in all aspects of life, the more confidence you will get. All right. And so I believe resourcefulness is hardwired into every human being, because if we weren't all resourceful, right, we would have never evolved out of Africa, right? We would have never made it out of Africa, right? All of our ancestors would have never made it so that we could be born. And so one of my great grandfathers, his name is Pascal Gonsalves, right? And because of my ancestry, right, we know back to the year 1200, right? Because my ancestors are from a place in India called Goa, which was colonized by the Portuguese in the 1200s. And so they have church records going back 800 years, right? And so my great grandfather, Pascal Gonsalves, he was actually taken captive. He was taken prisoner. He was actually kidnapped, all right, by a sultan named Tipu Sultan, okay? Along with a lot of other Goan people, right? And who many of them died in captivity, right? And so Pascal, he actually escaped from Tipu Sultan and moved to Mangalore. And so if he wasn't resourceful, right? Because you got to be resourceful to escape a kidnapping, right? He would have died before having kids, and I wouldn't be here to make this amazing video for you guys. And so now, what else can you do if you've Googled it or ChatGPT'd it? You can ask your friends and family for help, right? Ask the person in your circle that would most likely know the answer to the question that you have, right? If you can't find someone, right, this is where coaching and mentorship come in, right? There's a reason that every successful person has a coach, right? Just as there's a reason every successful athlete has a personal coach, right? Like Steph Curry has a shooting coach, right? He's the greatest shooter of all time, and he has a shooting coach. Okay, why? For the same reason that we can give advice, but we can't take advice, right? Because we can't see what we're doing wrong, right? And for high performers like Steph Curry or Elon Musk, right, a 0.001% improvement can mean the difference between a championship or bust, right? And so one of the best ways that you can get more resourceful is by investing in a mentor in the form of coaching, right? Where you can have someone actually seeing what you're doing wrong in your business, right? This is similar to a performance coach seeing what Steph Curry is doing wrong in his shooting form, right? And you can get coaches for everything now, for your business, for your life, for your relationships, for your health, right? And they'll tell you how to fix it, or they'll challenge you to come up with your own solutions, right? A lot of times we just need to be asked the right questions in order to progress, right? And so if this video has been helpful to you, please do like, comment, and subscribe, because it'll help the YouTube algorithm spread this to more people, and we can make the world a better place for you, me, and all the children.